So, dear ladies and gentlemen, that's a very great honor for me to present on this platform situation in security of supply in the region from the point of view of the Slovak Republic, from the point of view of the sector and energy sector, especially gas issues and especially electricity. Well, as the government knows the situation very well, that the energy sector itself is very important sector, and under this importance, the government has the great challenge to secure energy with acceptable prices within the liberalized energy market. Situation in the Slovak Republic and the decision-making process in this concern is very much influenced by the several factors and several characteristics. It is firstly very high dependence on import of primary energy source. Nuclear fuel is imported on the level of 100%. As relates the gas and oil, it is almost 100% import of this primary component. And coal, it is importing on the level of 68%. Another parameter and a characteristic of the energy environment and background is that we have had quite high energy intensity of the national economy. It is due to the high industry. In spite of the fact that in this concern a lot of measures were done, it is still this parameter above EU average, and the target and the ambition of the Slovak Republic by the 2020 is to reach EU average in the energy intensity parameter. Another characteristic is that the Slovak Republic is or has the nuclear policy due to the fact that more than 50% of electricity is produced by the nuclear energy. And as was mentioned here by the State Secretary of the your ministry, it is a very similar situation. The knowledge in our country is that the energy is nuclear energy is considered as a friendly, environmentally and economically acceptable source and component of energy mix. There are other objective factors which influence the energy policy in the Slovak Republic. It is the volatility of energy price, climate change, and the measures and impacts of the climate change, and of course the global economical crisis. The main characteristic of the energy mix is that we have a balanced energy mix in the Slovak Republic. There is very fair, a very nice, diversified the sources. It is the coal, about the 20% utilization of this primary energy source. Then it is nuclear energy 21, and other source is another component of energy mix as the renewable energy source. What are the characteristics of the transmission system network in our republic? As relates the history, the company Transgas was founded in 1970 year, and first transport of gas was carried out in 1972. At present, the name of company is EU Stream as a transmission system operator, and this company is owned by the Slovak Gas Holding. This is 40 49% owned by E.ON Ruhrgas and GDF Suez, and 51% of shares is owned by the state. Maximum capacity of our transmission system is 90 BCM per year, and we have the biggest compressor station in the European Union in locality in eastern part of Slovakia in Veľké Kapušany. We have 4 entry points. It is in Veľké Kapušany, in border with Ukraine, in Baumgarten, in border with Austria, in Lanžhot, in border with Czech Republic, and as well domestic distribution network. As relates the position of the Slovak transmission network and or the TSO, we can say that still Slovakia plays an important role in gas transport due to the fact that almost 20% of European Union consumption is transported through our territory. However, Slovakia as a transport country is facing changing conditions. This is the challenges, as it was mentioned, diversification of sources and diversification of routes. We have on the table new pipelines, in addition EU Stream, which imported the Russia gas to Europe. We have on the table the project of Nord Stream, South Stream, and other interesting projects. But in this place, I'd like to highlight that the gas crisis, which happened in 2009, has major impact on the region. We, Visegrad 4 countries, were the most impacted countries, and after the analysis in Slovak Republic, Ministry of Economy and our government took measures very important for the further process and for the security of supply. It was realized in the legislation framework during the gas crisis was to set the measures for security of supply, increasing by means of security of supply standards. Another measures with respect new contracts were signed, commercial sector approved the commercial contract, and the third area of measures was in the field of new infrastructure projects with Czech Republic, with Austria, and we are preparing the realization of the project Slovak-Hungary interconnector. And as it was mentioned here, that without the regional cooperation, especially within the region of Visegrad 4 countries, it is very difficult to reach and to enhance security of supply. The brand of V4 countries has very nice goodwill. Since the 2010 year, we started to cooperate on one special flagship project of North-South interconnector, and within the Hungarian presidency in 2010 it was approved the V4 Budapest Declaration, which set the rules and set this flagship project, and further and consequently during the Slovakian presidency in 2011 also within the signature and approval of V4 Bratislava Declaration. It was also supported this project, and technical design was set during our presidency. That is the communication and cooperation within the V4 platform. But European Commission and European Union understood importance of regional cooperation, and for that reason, the North-South Interconnection High-Level Group was established, where the V4 countries plus Croatia, Bulgaria, and Romania, in cooperation with Austria, Germany, and Slovenia, set the infrastructure and worked on infrastructure priorities in our region. outcome of proceedings of these groups was the approval of Memorandum of Understanding, which included a comprehensive action plan with pool of infrastructure project in our region. What is very important in near future and by the end of this year is the cooperation within the working group for North-South interconnection in Eastern Europe, and the cooperation and results of V4 can contribute and contributed to this working group, which should set PCI project, is the project of common interest, and this negotiation process from our point of view is very successful, and the cooperation of V4 is very helpful in this work. Here is visible the project of our cooperation within the V4 platform. This is the project which has some specificities, and that is that this project connects two LNG terminal in Poland and in Croatia, and should pass through all Visegrad 4 countries. One of the most important projects, as was mentioned here, is Slovak-Hungarian interconnector, which connects two cities, Velký Krtíž and Vécsés. And this project is very interesting, not only from the point of view of security of supply, but it is the business opportunity for both countries. The technical characteristic of this project is that the length is of 115 kilometers with design capacity of 5 BCM per year of bidirectional flow. Investment of this project is 150 million euro, financed by a European Recovery Plan on the level of 30 million euro. Presumed start of operation is by the year 2015. Another project of our cooperation within the Visegrad 4 platform is interconnector between Slovakia and Poland, which is on the phases at present of collecting the results of the feasibility study. By the end of this year we should receive the technical details and pipeline routings, because there is two alternatives on the west part and eastern part of Slovakia. So we will wait for results of feasibility study. As relates the electricity, it is also issue, and it is also subject of interest within the cooperation coordinated by European Commission. We mutually with Hungary set the cluster of electricity project, cross-border interconnectors. This is the system and pool of electricity interconnections, and with subsequent internal enhancement between Slovakia and Hungary. These projects and this pool of projects will have benefits for whole region, will improve security of supply, remove of present bottlenecks in our region. It was the project, and it is the project which are defined, double line between Gabčíkovo substation in Slovakia and Jonu substation on Hungarian side, and the next is connection of the two existing substations, Rimavská Sobota and Salio Ivanka, with a single line. Both projects need and requires new internal lines in Slovak Republic as well as in new equipment in Hungary. So finally, here is described the red line, the interconnectors on western and eastern part of Slovakia and Hungary. I would like to summarize that the cooperation of Visegrad 4 we see as a very, very important. We can succeed within the in the context of European Union, when we will speak one voice, there is a good brand, good experiences from previous time, so we will looking forward for further cooperation and for coping with many issues solved within the European Union. Thank you very much for attention.